Want it? Hey, there we go. I don't know what I'm going. See if I can get, there we go. How's everybody doing? It's been crazy. I'm sure there's not that many people watching. We have not streamed for basically a month, which is crazy. We went to BGG Spring, and we usually go early for that, and we were there early, which was great. And the con was fantastic. And we had the Krzysztof Ślewiński from the SDGA jury there to introduce the games that were nominated for the Kinderspiel des Jahres, the Kennerspiel des Jahres, and the Spiel des Jahres. And then since we've gotten home, we were gone. Actually, it was early this year because Memorial Day was early, and we were still like crazy. We have Krzysztof has come to visit afterwards. He did some other stuff first, then came here, and he's still here. He actually was going to leave on Monday, but he is now going to his next destination tomorrow. And then, but we also had a friend come and visit, like picked us up from the airport. So we've had people around a bunch, which has been fun. But man, are we super busy. This was supposed to be a regular game night stream, but Nikki wasn't prepared. We just haven't had time. We've been filming. So we always do the Spiel des Jahres games. I have not put up the chat stuff. We always put the Spiel des Jahres stuff up in advance of the show, before the announcement in July, and we will be doing that. Oh gosh, what did I do here? Hey, cool. We usually do the film all of the games in advance. Now this year we have already done we already did Cozy Stickerville and Moon Colony Bloodbath. The one that there's another one that we filmed in advance that has not. Oh, you know what? I think I have to get this music thing here. It's kind of the funny thing about this. So we use a music service, and it's great, but you kind of have to, the way we have to do it now, let's see if that works. The way we have to do it now is we have to actually have it open in a window, and it's not quite as helpful as it was because you could run it in the software that we use. and something's gone wrong with that. Like we can't log in. It's very bizarre. It's a paid service too. So anyway, so we'd already done 2 of the games. And so the nominees this year are Wer fliegt für Zauben is one of the kids' games, I believe. And then, which is good. And Boo Party and Mookie Island. Those are all. We actually played everything at the convention except for one. And then the Kenner nominees are Boss Fighters QR, Rebirth, and Moon Colony Bloodbath. And then the SDJ nominees are Jinxo, Cozy Stickerville, and Morty Sorty Magic Shop. They're all great. I mean, you know, within reason. But what's really cool this year is the nominees really seem to fit their category. You know, that's subjective and the jury does its own thing, but it's pretty awesome. But we have been just so busy. Let's see, I think this is the old one. Yes, it is. Let's go back to our thing. Sorry I didn't get this. I was racing to do stuff this morning. It was kind of like a last minute change of mind. There we go. But it was really a great con. It always is fun because, I mean, it's the one that we get to play the most games at, which is really awesome. We don't usually, we're kind of busy with the social aspect, and we were busy as well this time. A bunch of our friends were there. Daryl from the show, it was his first board gaming con. He's been to, I guess I don't know if he went to any of the video game ones, but he might have. But he also does Comic-Con and stuff like that. You know, he works in movie marketing in this. That's where he actually, I mean, we've known Daryl for nearly 30 years now. Nikki used to work with him until about 2013 when she went to go work with Queen Games. So it's been, you know, it's been crazy but fun, and we've had a lot of things going on. Let me see here. Is that what I need? There it goes. That's pretty good. I think I got it all. We are going to play some Marvel, but not today. I wish. The reality is we actually might play the DC Superheroes United. It's one that I finished the minis probably 3 months ago, and I've been wanting to film it, and we'll probably do that soon. Would actually be fun to mix them up, but I don't know if we will do that. Because I did do I did do all of the well, there's only 8, but I did do. Let me cut to the camera. That would help. I think something's missing here. Let me see if it's an overlay. No. Let me just cut. It's fine. Yeah, it's kind of like big in the wrong place. Well, I'll have Derek look at that. But anyway, this is, you know, Joker from the DC Superheroes United. It's great. They're great. The minis, you know, they just have progressively gotten more and more fun. You know, they're huge. Wait till you see Batman here. Batman's massive. But I would like to try to do it. You know, we've done it on the show once, and we did a few live streams with it. I did one when Nikki was at her first convention after the pandemic was, you know, kind of over in 2021, and it was me and Scott. Scott was phoning in, and my mom was here because she was staying with us. She had fallen and hurt herself, and so we were looking after her at that point in time. But it was, you know, it was fun. Mom didn't really quite get it all, which is fine. But yeah, so I hope to do that. I mean, I've got more. There's, let's see here, Hush is awesome. I really like the mini. I don't know anything about Hush. Harley Quinn. She turned out neat. But hopefully we'll get to that. I would really like to. So first thing, I bought paints, which, you know, I'm really trying not to buy any of that stuff. I have plenty of paints. So I used to paint with Scott on streams in 2021 and I think basically maybe 2022. And then he got busy again, as usual. And so I got all of his paints, which is pretty fun because he actually had purchased, I mean, it's a lot. It's a bag full of stuff. He just was frustrated that they were just sitting, you know what I mean? So I did not need more of these paints, but what was great is I now have almost the entire collection of the, what do they call, Warhammer Colors contrast paints now. I was missing a few, fewer than I thought, but I think I got like 3 or 4 from his batch. So now I'm 2 skin tones away from having everything. I don't know that I need those 2 skin tones, but I can try some of the ones that I didn't buy at the time because I'd heard that they weren't great, but I've also learned a lot about these paints in the meantime, so I think they're pretty great. I also, you know, I've also used the, I love these are the metallics. I also have got a lot of the speed paints. I bought the second wave. I was trying to get them initially, and a friend was gonna come to visit us, a family. We were super excited. And I think we were gonna do things like Disneyland stuff, and they got COVID like right before they were supposed to come out, so they didn't get to come. And I do believe she bought the paint for me that I just wanted to really try the red. And I gotta tell you, that red is amazing. It is, I think it's this one, blood red maybe? It's pretty fantastic. I'm pretty sure I used it on these. Oh, where did I put them? Oh, here they are. I'm pretty sure I used them on these Crimson Court minis from Warhammer Underworlds. And I really like that red. And it's a different red. It was before the reds came out, the new reds came out, or actually I think it's basically one new red came out from Citadel or Warhammer Colors. This ball red, it's great. But I really, really like that color. My friend Sebastian, who had to actually get me that paint because we were at Essen and I was painting those minis that he had picked up for me because I really wanted to paint them. I was desperate to get, I wanted an orange, but they gave us a red. And I think he had that red. Yes, I think I wanted the orange in a previous thing I was painting and we couldn't get it. I had borrowed it from someone at a paint day that they had, which was awesome. And she loaned it to me and then she needed it back. So I got as far as I could. And the only way we could get the color would be to purchase the full, like a set. And, you know, he didn't know that if he wanted that set. And he was actually switching to Vallejo, I believe, from Citadel. And, you know, just, he's never picky. I'm sure he still probably uses some Citadel. But, so anyway, when we were in Dallas, there's, you know, I've tried the Express Colors. I have too many little accoutrements here. The Express Colors, I've used a few of those. I used them on, if I have them here, I don't think I do. I had some Hearthkin, you know, the Space Dwarves that I painted and I used it on their weapons. And I really liked it, but I have not, it was like when it was first come out and had not been, it was not available in the United States. So I haven't, it's been 2 years. You know what, that might be longer than 2 years now. I mean, it is longer than 2 years, because I believe I'm pretty sure I painted these Crimson Court in 2024. So it would have been 2023, good God, nearly 3 years. So, you know, I like those colors too, and they've had another wave with brighter colors and things like that, kind of answering the critics. But then I was going to try to buy these in Dallas because I could have gotten them quicker and probably about $10 cheaper, even though these were on sale, and they still may be on sale on the Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl site, Pro Acryl. But these are the one steps. So these are their new paints. If you go to their channel, there's a lot of videos of him using these paints of good gosh, what's his name? Is it Jesse? He's really quite the painter, and they really have these figured out. Now, I believe these are different. They're not 100% the same, but one of the cool things is, there's 12 colors in this first set. And there's no, this red is not really red. It's kind of more of an orange. But they have this, what they call the Special Sauce one-step medium, that you can add to any of their colors and get a pretty good substitute for the, as it is basically a, because I'm not certain how they do the pigment thing in it, but it's a one-step paint. So it's pretty cool. And I don't have everything. They sent me, I bought these. This set was with the medium was $100 and something, including shipping and tax, I think. They use these bottles, these toppers, the twist tops that I don't love. I don't hate them, but they're not ideal for me. But yeah, here's the crimson color. It isn't really that red. Now, I haven't seen it. The orange actually kind of looks more red than the other, but I am eager to try these. I probably won't do this today since I've already kind of started on the other ones. Wow, shadow flesh. That could be cool. But yeah, they're pretty interesting, and I have not touched them at all. They just actually showed up the other day, so it took a long time to get here. I believe I ordered them on the flight home, thinking, well, maybe I'll get them soon, but in time to paint on a paint stream. But I sort of did, because it took a while. We have not streamed for the entirety of 2 weeks. I think we're home now today, almost 2 weeks, and I'm very eager to try them. So it's been crazy. We filmed all of the SDJ nominees that we hadn't filmed already, and we just got those done on Sunday. And we are going to do the discussion video. I have a surgery scheduled 2 weeks from today, my first surgery ever. Is that right? Or maybe it's 2 weeks from yesterday. And we'll see how that goes. There's potential some recovery time and things like that. So we just decided to get all that out of the way and hope for the best. But it has been great. Everybody's able to come together. We still haven't got the discussion video yet, but it will be soon. I think I should turn this phone down. So hopefully we'll be good. I think it's both Rusty. So I let everybody know when we're filming, because we were going to try to do it on the weekend, but it's not easy. Sorry about this. Okay. So yeah, it's been great. We really love having Christoph around. We do not get to see him. We really get to see him when he comes here. So he comes to BGG Spring. He's been coming for a few years, probably, maybe nearly 10. Now he hasn't made all of them. I think he's made all the ones that we had. He's made the for the SDJ thing, but he hasn't been to every Gen Con since 2016. But he's been to a lot of them. He is one of the persons that's willing to travel and isn't traveling with children. He's single, and so he has a little more time than most. But let's get to Loki. I mean, I was just dying to, this is crazy, the phone is just buzzing. I was dying to paint these I, 'cause, 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 ' I've been dying to paint. I mean, I keep hoping like it will work, and I've had it on the schedule, and we've just filmed like 2 games, and it's not every time that we get to shoot an SDJ. Sometimes it's another game. We've been filming like every other day for a little over a week. For the most part, we had a bit of a break on the first weekend after we got back. I mean, Nikki and I are just worn out. It's been nonstop for us. We're definitely not used to this much activity for a month. Now, last year we did a long trip for our anniversary, and then we did go to Florida for a week. So we had a little bit more travel, but this has been like 3 weeks, which is a lot. But it's been great. And we went to a tiki bar took Christoph to a tiki bar on Sunday that he'd never been to, and he had a great time. So that was fun. Okay, so Scott, I didn't realize it was Scott. He was saying, I didn't realize, I thought you guys were going to play Marvel. I wish. I need to learn how to read. I think this one looks pretty good. I really like the green. I might do a little bit more. I believe I used, gosh, I probably used a mix of Mantis green. I don't remember. This is terrible. I need to write down my formula. I saw a thing from Redgrass where they have membranes, which are, pieces of paper that are, do I have them right here? I don't know where they're at. So they use you can use them. It's a different kind of paper for your palette. And what it does is you can reuse it. Now, I have been reusing this sheet of probably, I feel like it's what do you call it? Velumish paper, but I think it's really kind of parchment, baking parchment. It feels like this baking parchment I've used. I have an older box of parchment from Costco that was great. It doesn't have any kind of, weird additives that make it not work. But I've used this one quite a few times. Now, I'm not doing true acrylic painting, so you can't really see it, but mostly the black has stuck around. But if I were to use it with more paints more often, I probably could only use it once or twice, because I don't save the paint between projects. It is not really viable. You can use it to a degree if you're touching up something, but you end up having problems with separation and stuff like that. You had separation with it just absorbing water from the sponge underneath as it is. So, yeah, I would really love to paint more. I have not had the time. So I'll have a little bit of recovery time. Maybe I'll get to paint then, we'll see. I talked to my doctor the other day about it, and I'm not too worried about it. It's weird, I'm not stressed. It is surgery, but hopefully it'll be easy. And that's what they claim. Okay, let's see here, Amanda. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna have probably the largest group we've ever had for the discussion video. It'll be awesome though. We'll try to move quickly because we have some people that want to that need to go. But yeah, that'll be great. Now, you won't see that for another couple weeks, probably a month. It probably will come out just before the announcement. And I'm really like thinking about the games. I have kind of had some conversations with some folks about it, including Scott. And I've kind of have evolved on what I think is the winners, what I think should win. Again, I have a relatively good record of guessing what they might choose, but I've had some bad years. I think I recently had a year where I only got one right. And that's because the jury composition has changed a little. which is not a bad thing. But it does make it so that, you know, I'm kind of like more in line with what they used to be. But that doesn't mean I'm right or incorrect or anything. It's just, it's how that stuff goes. But it is really awesome that they are, I feel that the categories are correctly chosen this time. I think I'm going to paint his boots. So I think I'm going to try to use this hardened leather. I do have this. So this is the hardened leather from Army Painter. This set came out not too long after the first set. So I have the second wave where they theoretically solved the reactivation, meaning when you use it, it would, if you put more paint on it after it's fully cured, which I think took sometimes like a day or more, it could reactivate. Some people really like that as for kind of doing some blending on top of all that. Boy, it does not have a date that I can see. But anyway, so I think it was 2022 that they came out, and so this was maybe 2023. Gosh, it seems like that's crazy long too. I don't know. I wonder when I bought the paints. I think I bought them from Amazon. I could look. So everybody that's coming, Scott, is Mike, Rusty, Daryl, Aaron, Nikki and myself, Amanda, and is that right? Mike? Oh yeah, Brian Atashi and Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson, I reached out to him and he was like, yeah, I would, he goes, I'm always interested, I don't always have the time. And he was kind of good for both Friday and Saturday. So we're gonna get together with Aaron soon and play all the games that he hasn't played, which is the bulk of them. And we'll probably save the party game for a quick playthrough while we're waiting for Amanda on Friday, because Friday, Amanda says she can't get here before 3 probably. So we're gonna try to just be ready. I'm not gonna have everybody get, I mean, Brian and Tashi, it's gonna be tough. I gotta talk to Brian about it. And maybe they don't get here at 11, right? Brian and Tashi have played everything except one of the kids' games, I think. I don't know, I'll talk to them. But yeah, so it's gonna be a lot. I think that's 9. That's a lot. Let me think. Nikki, me, Aaron, Mike, Amanda, Daryl, Brian and Tashi, Mark. Yeah, it's 9. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be crowded, but it's gonna be fun. We just got to move fast. We can't, I mean, I love it when we have 7 or 8 for these. I believe the one after the pandemic might have been a pretty big one. We had one that was a lot of people. It's gonna be a lot. We were talking about trying to buy some a different kind of seating, like benches. We can't do that. We're gonna just have to like crowd in with a few extra chairs because we have 6, and it'll be like the time we had Mark Basada. Gosh, I think he lives in Nevada now. But it would be fun to have him on too. He's great. But we had people hanging off the end of the table. We had Mark and maybe Monique and Naveen on the end, and Dave was probably here. I mean, it was a big one. So I'm excited to have a big one. I think we had Candace last year, I believe. Maybe, might have been the year before. But one of these years recently, we had a very small group. Now, that's probably better for us to be blowhards, but I am going to try to not go on and on. I will really, really think about it more than I have in a long time, because I really don't know what will be the stuff. Okay, I really don't know. I know that everybody has some opinions and they feel, I don't know. Having played Morty Sorty More, Scott, I will tell you, I think that game's pretty amazing. You know, because a lot of people are like, it's because I talked about it with Christoph. I think it's a bit like another game. We'll save for the discussion. And yes, it has some similarity, but there's some pretty great stuff in that game. So it'd be neat if that one wins. Hey! I don't know what it is, and it's not popping up. So, hooray! Thanks so much for the support. Probably for the follow, I guess. I have no idea. Let me see. It's not showing up. Oh, you know what? This is turned off. Let me see if I can replay it. I don't know which one is which. This is not the way it's supposed to be, I think. Boy, I can't tell anymore. Wow, they're not working. None of this stuff is working. Wow, okay. Well, hey, thanks for a subscription, Banana Cream Pilot, for the support. So that was a support sound. Thanks so much. I'm glad you know those better than me, Scott. Oh, you didn't get to play Morty Sorty? Good gosh. It's in the library and you should play it, because I actually want to get, I kind of want to get your feedback before so we can contribute what you think. I do wish, we used to have Scott, I think, did we have you on one of the calls before, use like Skype or something like that? I don't think, you know, we did all kinds of crazy stuff. Because we also, I know he was involved with our top 10 games from, you know, 2000 to, something to 2008 to now or whatever, I don't remember, which was a great video, by the way. And that had Mark and Mike and Dave and Aaron, Nikki and me, and maybe Rusty, I think, in there too. I mean, it's been great. We've actually had a pretty great group. Now, this is going to be a few more women, which I'm excited about. We're going to have Tashi and Amanda. I would love to have, like, any of the other ladies that come on the show be involved, but they just can't do that much gameplay. They are busy people. And plus we also have Deborah, who, now Deborah's not going to be on as much. She is moving away from the city, so, which will be fine. She still plans on coming, probably as much as she can sometimes in waves come a bunch, especially between filming seasons of Daredevil. But she's been busy, as you guys might have noticed. We had been asked to keep it a secret, but she's in the main character in the new God of War game, which is very exciting. That I have never played God of War, so but I maybe will try. I don't know. I know Deborah as a person and not so much as a personality or actor, so it's very weird for me. I have friends, you know, I've had some friends that have been actors, and I have a hard time watching them. It's very strange. Let me use the Basilicanum Gray. Oh yeah, you got sick. That was a bummer. Scott, I hope that you do not continue to get sick at the cons. It's terrible. But Scott has been busy. We had some stuff happen with BGG, and they're programming some things, and it's been a lot. And we have just been so busy here. Like, it's great. I mean, I love, we went to go to so here's a crazy thing. Let me show you the picture. I'll put it on the screen here. We go to this place called the Valley Relics Museum. Gosh, I hope Amanda I hope everybody can stick around till Amanda's here, because I really want Amanda involved. She was great. She played all the games with us day one of the con, because, you know, we just basically go through, have them teach us all the SDJ nominees, which is fantastic. So anyway, there's a place called Brothers Barbecue, which is long gone. I never went. Let me see if I can find the message here. And we're busy planning other things too. Like, this is going to be the busiest June for us in a very long time. Why am I not seeing? Oh, you know what? Wrong messages. This is the other challenge of, like, going through multiple chat things. Okay, so here we go. So Dave sends me, so we went to this place called Brothers Barbecue. I'm not Brothers Barbecue, Valley Relics Museum. And it's basically like a lot of old signs from, you know, like neon signs and stuff like that from the San Fernando Valley mostly. But, you know, but some of these are like chains, and so they would have a sign from another location. They're basically getting what they can. But then Dave says, he sends me this text and says, Brothers Barbecue is alive. And I'm like, what? And so then I sent him this picture. I'm like, you know, what? Are you here? So he literally had just left. He and his friend Phil had just left before we were there. And none of us had ever been before. It was pretty great. So I basically bolted over to the section that had because I could see it in the distance, that had the My Brother's Barbecue sign, and then sent that back to him. And he was so bummed he missed us. He's like, dang, I wish we would have ran into you while we were there. But yeah, Phil works in he used to work in ride stuff. He used to work for Disney and some other companies, and now he works for he does museum stuff. So they're always going to museums, and they love the roller coasters and stuff like that. I mean, Dave does some roller coaster stuff, but not a ton. He used to do a lot. I mean, I'm the same. I did a lot of roller coaster stuff last year, but I am definitely not going to be quite as insane anymore, because wow, it's kind of a rear end kicker for sure. Because we did Disney, we basically would go to something like once a year, and then we had a huge gap. Like, we hadn't been to Disneyland for probably at least 10 years, I would imagine. And then we went in 2019, maybe. We went in 2019, but it might have been 10 years, but maybe not quite that much. But, and then we didn't go. And so then last year, they had said that they fixed the problem, a problem that they'd been having on the ride since the Rise of the Resistance ride, since essentially after it opened. And they solved it for both US. Wow, I did not clean this brush. This is terrible. This is what I get for rushing to end. Oh, no, that's maybe the soap. We'll see here. Anyway, they had fixed this portion of the ride, and I'm like, we should go now while the ride is working, because that was my concern. Dave had ridden the ride. He has friends that work, that I don't know if they still work. I mean, there are friends that still work at Disney, but who had worked on that ride, and he rode it with his friend. And then at the end, he's asked his friend, did we see everything? And his friend's like, yep, you saw it all. The deal is with that ride is it can adapt if there's any problems. That said, should I come to Gen Con? I don't know, Scott. I'm not even, we haven't booked our tickets because everything's been super expensive, and we're going to do it soon here and just deal with it. But gosh, if it's that terribly expensive. But I hope we do, because we're talking to go visit Scott before we go to Gen Con, and I really would like to. We have some projects that I would like to work on. Goodness gracious, I was talking about, oh darn it, Scott, what was I talking about? Read your thing. Anyway, that was really fun though. And that's a neat museum. They have a lot of stuff about Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which is crazy. So anyway, I think Dave sent that picture like as they were driving away. And you know, we were struggling to park. So it's basically an event space mostly. They're only open on Saturday and Sunday for like 5 hours. And that's really probably all you need, except for folks that are traveling and they're only there during the week. And I'm not certain how exciting that will be. I mean, Christoph's from Germany, right? He said he had a good time, and it was funny because he's like, he didn't know if he knew Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I'm like, wow, okay. I go, Sean Penn, big role for him. You know, beginning role. And then we found a part of the display, a whole bunch of lobby cards and posters for the German version. And he's like, oh, but I don't think he'd seen it. But they have this massive 747 model that's hanging over the, I think that might have been above me in that shot. And then, you know, it was really exciting for like Nikki and we were telling Daryl and our friend Daniel that they would probably appreciate it since they grew up in the Valley. I did not, although I moved here not too long after high school, I think. A couple years. And it's cleaning up. You really shouldn't let your brushes sit. Now, it wasn't caught up in the ferrule, which is really the part you do not want the paint to get into. It's bad for the paint. I mean, bad for the bristles, not the paint. But anyway, yeah, it was fun. But it was so funny. And I mean, I guess that means Dave went to my brother's barbecue. I had never been. I don't. Scott and Texas have spoiled us for barbecue that we appreciate. And I'm pretty certain it wasn't going to be like that. So I was going to do the leather. That was what I was working on. Is that the leather? That is not it, the leather. Good gosh, getting distracted. Here we go, hardened leather. But it was fun. It was fun to see. I have to have Derek look at this. I'm not sure why it's not working. I know Stream Elements is having some issues for us. Morty Sorty's fun though. The other one that we played, it's kind of a mix, one of the kids' games. We filmed it the other day. It's a mix between Guess Who and Scotland Yard. It's fun. I felt like it was difficult for the person who stole an item in the story, the theme of the game. But I will tell you, after we filmed this weekend, that is not the case. Really cool, very well done. He's also the guy that designed, oh no, I don't know who did that one. Desperu, I know him. I don't remember. Let me see if I need to look it up because I've been thinking about it over and over again. Wow, I missed my mom calling. Did she leave a message? Hope it's okay. She switched her phones and stuff. Let me look. I wonder if we're going to be switching over to, gosh, what time is the schedule? Let me look on BGG. So the Rahdo runs through. I don't think that they might be doing it without Rahdo. And I'm not even painting yet. Too much to talk about. Okay. I think it is the Verflixt Britzauben. But the designer is somebody that I know the name for sure. Yeah, this is terrible. Let's close that, open a new tab. There we go. But I really want to know this. Verflixt. Britzalbert. There we go. That's the name of it. It's named Mimos and Sam in France, where it was first done. Thomas Dagnier L'Esperance. He's absolutely done games we've played. Decrypto, there you go. Word Traveler, there's a bunch. But the Wayfinders, Decrypto, Word Traveler are the ones I know him for. Decrypto's great. And I liked gosh, Shape It, Wayfinders, Word Traveler was fun too. That was put out from one of the early games from, we were going to film it, but it just got so far away from it. It was from Office Dog. Cool game. Okay, so I got that in there. I need this. This is the stuff you have to watch out for. I tell everybody every time I do this to remind myself. This is the medium. Medium's great. The problem is these bottles. Watch how easily this bottle, this lid comes out. It just is literally not even a tug, and it comes out. And this is frustrating. And I have not satisfied with any bottle type. I mean, obviously there are some good ones of these, and these seem to be generally fine in the ones that I have. But for whatever reason, I have spilled so much speed paint medium from this. And you know, of course, I don't love the Warhammer color ones either with their flip tops. They're fun for if you're painting directly from the pot. And as long as you don't knock it down, because that lid sticks with the bottle. So I don't know. It's frustrating. But yeah, it was great. It was great that he was there. I'm like, I wanted to just walk up to him, as you know, but they'd already left, which I think is funny. So it means I can't imagine that or maybe he sent it to me just as they were leaving. But we were struggling to get like some kind of crazy people in the parking lot trying to run us down. But they have events there, and weddings and birthdays and all kinds of stuff, because the main space where I took that picture is sort of open. It's just got signs around it, but they also have pinball on free play, so I played a bunch. Somebody had loaded 4 players on Elvira Scared Stiff, which is a really fun machine. I have never really played it that much. I've only ever played the first one and the last one. The first one from Bali, I think, and the last one from Stern. Gosh darn this music. Oh, you know what? I've clicked away. Mistake. What was the last one? Whatever. We can hear some stuff again. I mean, I hear it all the time whenever I stream this. Because we don't have live music other than on not live music. We don't usually play music on GameNight. Only on the intro that my brother composed. But for this, it's kind of good because I get silent sometimes. We heard this one. We have like a couple of long playlists, but they're not quite long enough for the paint streams. And this is the mellow one. There's like some other ones that are pretty cool, but a little too busy sounding. Okay, where's the photo? And was that part of the problem? It's on 2 different things. Man, I don't know. My drive. Loki. Nope. Oh, this is terrible. How do I want to see the picture. Did it leave me off that folder? I don't know. I believe it did, dump me. This is annoying. I get logged out of everything so much, and each machine is different. I think I'm logged out of this one here. Boy, that's terrible. Let's try that one. Hey, there we go. Okay. I get logged out too easily, and it's frustrating because I don't have, nobody uses this machine besides me. Because anytime we don't use a tablet, like one of the games we filmed this time uses a tablet for, it's actually something Scott wanted us to play after the end of BGG fall last year. I wish we had done it. But it uses, gosh, that's too much paint, a tablet to run the game, which is, it's cool. We had troubles in the studio. We actually had troubles at the con because we were under bright lights, and in the studio we had bright lights on the edges. And that is terrible for this thing. It's such a bummer. Because Christoph's like, it was so great. And we're going to play the game again just to see without all the camera stuff, without all the lighting and stuff, and see if it, in a normal situation, and how much better it is. It is an older tablet, but I hadn't used it for a little while, which isn't that long, by the way, because I had set it up to do something else recently and ended up not doing that. But I still used it, and it maybe even logged in as a new device then. It's a little strange, but so much logging in, and again, as I say, I use so many chat programs because it's just been years of using some. there was back in the day, there was a program called, that was just an aggregator of most of the, probably these non-secure chat things from like AOL, and it's called Trillion, which I really liked because it was just, I'd go open up one window and I would get most of my chats in there. Google was definitely in there. And I'm certain it's probably the being more secure is what has ended all that. Although somebody said there is one that is a paid thing, like $15 a month to do that. And that might be. Yes, Scared Stiff is the one with the spider web. It's fantastic. But I had to burn through 4 games, and it was, I was getting better because I hadn't really played it that much. And was, I have much more knowledge about pinball since I first played that machine. So I was able to, make the shots and know what to do. It's not as complicated as modern machines, but it's still not easy. I played, also we went to there's a Korean barbecue place in the valley called AYC Gogi, and they had Winchester Mystery House, which was great. They had Beetlejuice, which was great. Both of those are super limited edition and already long sold out, so you have to wait if you were interested in buying one till somebody got rid of. I think the guy is like he is a pinball distributor as well, who owns the barbecue place, and he has a couple locations. And when they put the one in nearest to us, which is not the one we went to, we were like, oh, I sure hope they have pinball at this, and they do, which is great. But the other location is just the best. Like, so much stuff, and it was like machine number 3 of Beetlejuice. Some of the times we've been in, it's because those are spooky pinball. He has machine number 1. He obviously buys stuff is like on their list. And I mean, it's intriguing. Like, he doesn't charge a lot to play pinball. It's 50 cents. I mean, that's nothing. It's 50 cents, and then it's 75 cents for anything new. So most of the stuff I was playing was new. But they have a lot of older machines as well, and it's just great. They had Beatles, the Beatles machine from 2018, I think, which is awesome. Christoph played that a bunch, and he was lucky. He had so many matches. He had 2 on that machine, and then he got a high score. He actually had a pinball machine when he was young at their house, and so he has some skills. We played with some people that have played. I did not play. A friend of Scott's, I mean, I know Troy, but he had played a lot when he was young, and so he's pretty great. And then our Arnaud, who owns or is an owner of Matago Games, we played with him one time, and he was amazing. Like, wow. So if I could ever get that good where I'm consistently pretty great, that would be awesome, because their skills still carry over. I did play the Star Wars machine that did not have. So there's a newer Star Wars machine called Fate of Fall of the Empire, and it has this shot for the Death Star, which is kind of hard to hit, and the mechanism is a little tight. Like it runs into some issues, and I guess they had the designer show that he could hit it 5 times. I'm like, well, you're first of all, you've been in the industry forever, and you're probably a much better player than most of the people that are frustrated with the way it works. But the machine did not have that upgrade, and I was making the shot pretty easily, and I think it must be that the machine has gotten just beaten up, like being played a bunch, which was interesting. Wow, what is these knives? Okay, Looks like the handles are silver. Okay. I didn't paint that as that. Wow. I'm going to paint them leather. Straying from the established stuff. You know, it makes sense though that they're metal, but you know, often the handles, especially like something that's supposed to be, wow, this is terrible. The brush has like a little dry patch on the tip, which only makes it more difficult to get the paint in there. But yeah, I always think of nicer knives having leather or something, usually leather, on the grips. It was a nice machine. They did not have everything on. So they had, it was basically, I have a picture and it says Family Arcade. And it's someplace that was in the valley. And maybe it was here when I was here, I don't know. But I never went to it. And it was pretty good. You know, they had, I mean, the sign was great, but they had No Fear, which I did not play. They had like a Dance Dance Revolution machine with a giant dance pad. And they had Earthquake, which I've only ever played once. And I believe the story is that's the first machine that had a shaker motor. Or at least the first mass-produced game with a shaker motor. Which I love, shaker motors. And it was off, so I didn't get to play that. But everything was on free play, so that was fun. And then they had a couple racing games, you know, like 2 of them side by side. And then some other stuff on the other side that might have had an older pinball machine. I think it was mostly video. Like they had a Neo Geo System one, and I might have been telling you about the wedding space. So yeah, they had the Neo Geo and like Pac-Man and stuff like Miss Pac-Man maybe. But yeah, it's an event space, and they were actually setting up for an event that was going on probably inside and outside. So that was a little challenging for us because we were going, I mean, we were kind of going at the beginning of the day, but we weren't early enough because even Dave said they waited. I'm like, wow, we didn't wait that long. It's not a terribly involved museum. You get through it. They just don't have context. They don't have information about what some of these things are, and that's a bummer. They do have a sign that covers that main room, but you know, there's exhibits that change. And Nikki and Christoph were joking about buying the place and doing it right. Again, it's super limited, right? I feel the nostalgia aspect is really the best for the people that live in the valley, because I really didn't know. There was one, I remembered the sign, but it was a place that Nikki's old boss had played, and as a band, he had a band. You know, I only remember the second location because they were talking about the first location. I'm like, well, this was the last one, I'm pretty sure. Because I had gone to that as well. I'm pretty sure I went to see Todd there, most likely. But that was fun. There was one that we could not figure out. It was like for a pie place. I'm like, wow, you know, it's got a pretty intricate neon sign and looks sort of modern. I'm like, wonder what that one was. And I go and look it up on the picture of the signs around the space. And it was a place that was open for 2 years, from 2016 to 2018. I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's why I never saw that one. But it was a cool sign. And maybe the person liked the place that runs it. We had a super friendly guy who, this is terrible. It's coming off, it's getting on there all over the place. He was like, you know, clearly a sales guy. He was very talkative and sales oriented when we came in, and then while we were there, he talked with like 4 different groups of people about events. So I guess we spent a little more time. We were trying to read things. It was funny because Christoph, I'm like, you've seen the movie Licorice Pizza, right? And he goes, oh yeah. And I'm like, well, that was this, you know, had like a big display about licorice pizza, which was a chain. It was not I don't believe it was a Valley chain, but it could have been. But it was a record store, of course. Licorice Pizza. Let's see here. Is it playing through different stuff? Boy, it's only showing me. It's weird. I can't. Probably need to be. I'm using a remote desktop to control the other computer that we run the streams from. I'm just happy it worked relatively easy today. That was the least of my troubles. It usually is a little more challenging. Now, I should have a name above my box here. I think that my little headshot in the painting frame, and it's not there. I thought we had resolved that before, but not truly important. Oh, the boots. Keep forgetting the boots. So, Squidmar has some brushes. They did a bunch of research and they're selling, basically I don't know exactly what the story is with their brand, but it is their Da Vinci brushes, I believe, which are made in Germany. So they have also synthetics. And I would love to buy them. I've thought about it for a little bit, but it was going to be like $200. And the reality is that was going all in on probably the 2 different types, synthetic and natural hair, sable. But I really don't need any brushes right now. But I would love to try them because I actually want to try Da Vinci brushes, but I don't have one. I might have used one at Sebastian's. He is in Germany. Because they're just expensive here right now. And these are going to be shipping from, they're localized, but they're shipping from the US as well. So that was kind of intriguing, but I just thought, I don't need to buy any more. I spent $104 on paint that I don't really need, but I do want to try it. So I am excited to try it out. I might do it on the next Mini. But I have so many projects to get ready for to be edited, and I have prepped a few, but our storage space on my active drive stuff is just maxed out. Ooh, if it's getting on the ground, sucks. It's very tight. You don't really need to go in there and paint like that. It's so unlikely that you would see this. I mean, if you were trying to do competition stuff. But you know, if you're doing competition stuff, you wouldn't want to do this. Hey, look at that, right on the jacket. You wouldn't want to do this. You would want to be able to break the Mini down, and these come assembled. And that's a plus and a minus for me, because I tend to, the ground is green, right? Yeah. Or blue or something. I tend to do a better job cleaning minis that I have to assemble. Cleaning all the mold lines and stuff, I just constantly miss stuff on these until I prime it. And then I will try to clean it if I catch it before I start painting. But for example, there's a line right here, a mold line that I didn't catch really. It's over here too, which is unfortunate, but it's not that critical. Okay, so that's number 2 with the leather. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more on the handles here. I want it to not look like his flesh tone. Cool. It's exciting. They're kind of going, they were going quickly. I wished I had been able to paint more before we left. We filmed a bunch of things before we left, and we have just been crazy. We filmed one night last week, which was grad night in the neighborhood. And when we were done, we tried to go to places to eat, and it was so packed. We kind of finished a little earlier than we normally would. So we ended up going to a Thai place down the road, a little bit further, that we have discovered that's pretty great. It's, you know, it's open till 2, which is a miracle in this neighborhood. But we have lots of Thai places. We went to one, they're like, the kitchen closes in 1 minute. We're like, what? And it, you know, the website said they were open till midnight, which I didn't believe. I thought maybe 11, and maybe that's what the deal was. Maybe they are open till 11, but which was a bummer. Oh, you know, that's metal. That's why I wasn't painting that. Okay. I remember I was talking about doing these as kind of a wash on the metallics. They look okay. It's something I think I showed the I showed a Eldar Mini that I had done the same thing a long time ago, and gosh darn it, I think it was Jesse on Monument Hobbies streams. He had showed that. I'm like, oh, that's what I used to do. That's if you're not going to do non-metallic metal, which I'm only okay at. I've done some. And I really should push myself to try to do it more. Boy, you do not want to touch this stuff once it's starting to dry. It's as bad as, kind of as bad as the Marvel, the Warhammer color, as they call them now. It's the Citadel contrast paints. Because once you touch it, it tears like the surface that's starting to build. These new ones claim they have a little bit more working time. I don't know if that's true. I watch Tale of Painters. Stolly he really has kind of moved into just showing. I don't know what he did originally. He mostly just covers the new paint ranges, which has been great. I really need to redo my Patreon for him because I would like to get the color. Well, first of all, to support him, but also I'd like to get the color. He has color correct now. You know, you're looking at it on your monitor. Swatches of all the paints, and so you can compare and also do figure out what you would a complement, you know, a color, a similar color from another paint range potentially as well, or like a color that you want but like a certain type of coverage, because he's doing it like on a textured palette, and it's pretty great. It's really, really helpful. We did watch a bunch of Godzilla yesterday in the afternoon, or late afternoon. I think Nikki was working on something and Christoph and I were watching and just laughing. Some modern-ish, more than 30 years old, Godzilla movies. One monster I'd never seen, Biolant or whatever, which was made using Godzilla's, I guess, DNA. They called it I don't remember what they call it. It was like a rose, and it was supposed to be the exact same thing as Godzilla, but one was animal-based and one was plant-based. It was pretty funny. But they had a spaceship there. Not a spaceship. I guess it would be potentially a spaceship. But they had a ship that was flying horizontally and strafing essentially all the time. We're like, that doesn't look like it's on wires, does it? But it was fun. Nikki and I had watched the earlier one, the Return of Godzilla or whatever. It was the first one of that, and then I think the Biolant was next, and then there was another one with King Ghidorah that was, I don't know if I thought he was a three-headed dragon-y kind of thing. But in this one, he was controlled by an alien, I guess, or I don't know, someone from the future. Maybe I was so confused. But it was fun. They're playing him on, I think, Cinemax, maybe. They've been sort of playing him for a while. Okay, that's all the leather. Now I have black to do. Now his gloves look like real black leather, and his pants maybe are black. I don't know. I mean, they're black. I don't know if they're leather. I might do another coat of green at some point here. So, first thing, let's do the black, and then I'll try to do this collar, fur collar. Hey Dutch Yoda, how you doing? Yeah, I was really hoping we could actually play a game. We have a lot of stuff that we've learned over the past month. So we did the live stream before we left for Zombicide, Fantasy Zombicide, Dead Man Tales, which was great. We had a lot of fun. So we went to Dallas early and played with Scott. He had barely played any of the stuff. He had a lot of the Zombicide stuff. And so that was great. Like, we had a fun time trying all of the I mean, we basically play them all. Well, there's a bunch of like add-ons or standalones that were, I think after the first Zombicide. We didn't play those. We didn't play Dawn of the Dead, which I had never even seen until we saw it at a store in Dallas. They have some great game stores. Great game stores. Took some friends. We always take friends to the few that are around. There's a few great ones around. You know, and we would love just one decent store here in LA that I mean, I might not know them. I used to go, when I was working for a healthcare organization, I was kind of responsible. You know, I was a design guy, but I was sort of responsible for the, is this Broadsword Silver? I think that's the right one. I would drive around, so on my lunch break, I would go to, not all the time, but I would go to certain locations because I ended up being sort of the tech support for this software that we used because somebody wanted to retire, and so I would go to the locations and help them with stuff, and then I'd go to the local arcades, not arcades, excuse me, that would have been awesome. I went to the local, that would have been terrible though too because I would never be done, but I'd go to the game stores and would just see, you know, I always loved looking at their racks and stuff that they might have had, you know, because not everything sells. I was very happy at one point to find a copy of, at a store that's no longer around, of Big City that was a Gold Saber game. And they redid it a while back, and I think that company's gone too, Mercury, which is too bad. They did some like big versions of games, which were a little too much for me, but because they did Container and I think Big City, and I mean, they did do Big City, but I'm thinking of another one that they might have done. Silver, I need to do that on all of these. It's not looking great. It's okay. In some ways, I would like to spend the time to do the non-metallic metal, but it's just too much. Well, I really should. I'm painting hundreds of minis. But kind of my favorite of the other Zombicide, I mean, I really, really liked the one. I did not back it, and I might do a late pledge if they do it. It was Asmodee that ran the GameFound. They own the property now for Fantasy Zombicide, Dead Men Tales. Because I first of all, I really love the minis. Good gosh, they were really cool. And if you back them, you know, you often get more. They have more stuff. They have like a, I'm not sure exactly how Fantasy Flight did it. They have the same guy. They hired the guy that did the stuff for CMON. And so it's going to be probably roughly similar, I would imagine, but who knows? Oh, did I paint that? I did. See, I think I painted that first one wrong. So it's going to be a metallic leather. That's interesting. So it does, I mean, the metallics have, now I put a little bit of medium, but they have a semi-translucent quality so that the undercoating will give you, now that would have been great if I did that on, I might need to paint something else on it. If I'd done gold over that brown, it would have looked really good. It's fine though. It's a little belt buckle. What are we worried about? But we are sad that Christoph's leaving. It's every time he's here for an extended amount of time, it's always super fun, and we get spoiled. And that was probably one of the things I was talking about, that he, we don't get to see him much when we're in Germany. We stay with our friends Annie and Sebastian, although they now have 2 kids, so this might be the last time we get to do that for a while. But we do love seeing them all. It's a fun event, and Spiel is good. It's a really good event for BGG as marketing goes, because it's very international, tremendous amount of, and we did not go this last year, and unfortunately, I think it wasn't the best. So we'll see if this year ends up being better. It's not cheap, that's the problem for any of this stuff. I was sad well, I shouldn't spoil anything. We did go see, so that was the first thing we did when we got back that first day. Oh no, I kept thinking we were going on Wednesday, but we went on Thursday with our friend Jennifer, who came to pick us up and everything at the airport. We went to see Mandalorian Grogu. I think Scott and Michelle maybe saw it before us. I can't remember. Maybe they saw it on Friday. And his little armor. But I was sad that they didn't have the armorer lady make it, like show her making it. It was weird though. So that's the kind of weirdness about that show, is that it's like there's a bounty hunter that I don't remember. I mean, I remember his look, but I remember nothing about him, and I don't think he said anything in the movie. And it was just like, wow, this is weird. It's clearly converted from TV. Hey, Sirk, how you doing? Been super busy. We went to BGG Spring, that was great. And we were there for about 2 weeks, I think 12 days. And then we've been here with guests and filming SDJ stuff. So and today we were going to actually do a game stream, but Nikki wasn't really prepared. And neither was I, really. So I had to slap this together, which was, I'm not prepared for that either. But yeah, we went to go see the movie, and that was fun. The downer is, we went to the Chinese, which we generally go to the Chinese to see movies. It might have been in 3D IMAX, but it's still projectors, but they do, I imagine it's just one projector when they're doing the standard IMAX digital at the Chinese, because they can do film there as well. But I don't know that film actually that movie did a film release. The one up on the hill, another IMAX, not far from that theater. I don't think they did it in 3D, but I think they did, because we went to go see, before we left, we went to go see Project Hail Mary in April at the Chinese, and I believe that was film. I don't remember for sure. I read a ton of stuff about that, how they had like multiple formats for that film, which is crazy. But it was really sold out. Maybe it was not, maybe it was digital. I don't know though. That's a big, it's not the biggest IMAX at all. It's pretty big because it's a converted theater. The Chinese is 100 years old now or something like that. And when they converted to IMAX, I was knocked out because I like the Chinese theater, but as we grew, as theaters changed, they had more stadium style seating, which I absolutely preferred, particularly for Nikki because she's very tiny in the seat. And where's BG Spring? It is in Dallas. Both conventions are in Dallas, and one of them is Memorial Day weekend, which is the one we went to, and then the other one is the weekend before Thanksgiving most of the time. I think we had one earlier because there was an event that weekend scheduled well before we did ours. That convention we've been doing since 2019 at that location. Where we have the BGG Spring, we used to do, I guess, both of those cons at that hotel. It's a great event. Marga was there, who has been on the show a couple of times. It was her first convention like that. She has gone to Essen. That's actually where she wrote to me during the pandemic, I believe. And then we actually met up at, I think Nikki had to be there. Because the only one I can think of that Nikki wasn't there was for a long time, was Gen Con. So Nikki was there and we met her and had lunch with her and stuff. It was fun. And then she came here because she's in the United States teaching right now. She's going back to Spain for at least a little while, soon, if not now. But she came and it was great. She had to teach till, so I think she came on Thursday or something like that, or maybe Friday. But I felt bad for her. She so wanted to play Eternal Decks, and we only had one copy. And people were giving their phone number. We watched guys play it. I mean, not really hawked over them, but I kept an eye on them. But we just couldn't get it. And we did film that one recently, and we did get the library copy. But it's a cool game. And it's coming soon, so, you know, again, from Portland Game Collective, which is awesome. But I really wish she could have played because she just so wanted to play it. But yeah, we played. The only thing I don't think we played actually of the Zombicide was the White Horde or the White whatever. That was Scott has it, but I don't think we broke it down. You know what I mean? We were putting things into boxes. We might have done that. Maybe the last thing we did, or maybe the last thing before we went to the con. But we played the Old West one, which was really fun. We played a kind of a quick one that was more challenging. I think we ended up winning, but it was challenging. That might not be enough paint. And I need contrast medium for that. Hey, Amanda. Dallas, Texas is right. Amanda was there. It was awesome. As I said, she had played all of the SDJs with us. We just went through them all. It's so cool, though. You can really, you know, they have 2 of each game for the Kinderspiel games and 3 of each game for the Kennerspiel and the Kennerspiel and the Spiel des Jahres. And so we went through them. We did end up having 5 people for a lot of games. So one of the games, Morty Sorty, Nikki and I played together, and then Daryl and I played as one for Boss Fighters QR. They're great, though. It's all pretty great stuff. We were skeptical of Boss Fighters QR. After that one play, it really was not a fair judgment, ultimately. I'm sorry, it's not on camera. Yeah, this might not be dark enough. And we had some technical issues when we played it. And we had Eric Lang playing with us. He was the 5th, which was fun, particularly for Daryl. Daryl's a big fan of his games. Woof, too much paint. So I love this paint. This is the Basilicanum Gray. It is gray. I honestly felt like it kind of looked more black. Now, here's the thing I may be thinking of. There's another, I spilled this one time, my first bottle of it. I still have that bottle. I basically use it as a shade. But somehow, like, all of the white pigment kind of poured out when it spilled. Because now it doesn't have any of the white pigment. It's very strange. That's one of the things about contrast and speed paints and everything, is that they use other pigments. Gosh, I should actually look at those 1-steps and see if they, I imagine they're not a single color pigment. because the multiple pigments are how you get, I keep seeing a hair. Is it my hair hanging here? The pigments are how you get some of the contrast effect, you know, like it settles into the, you know, the detail of the mini and gives you that shading. Ooh, I have to go inside there too. I kind of don't want to mess up the lighter gray for the silver that I will do here in a minute. That's too much paint. What is going on here? I really should put this on a stand. I don't want to touch his head. So I want to try to do some highlighting on the hair. We shall see. The gray is coming out pretty good there. Probably not so much on the gloves. Although I don't know. I don't know if they're the same material. I mean, you know, whatever. They're not. They're whatever they want you want it to be. These are fantasy. I truthfully don't recall. I feel like Loki wears leather pants. It just seems like a Loki thing. I've never worn leather pants. I think my brother had leather pants at one point, but I never thought that could possibly be comfortable. And that's just really pretentious for me. Gamers engaged. Ah, moderator. Hey, guess what? Why would that be that way? I wonder how to fix that. So we actually hosted a stream for a charity stream in May, I believe it was. It was, because it was just either before I left or after I left. I think it was after we left, because we were worried about the computer not being accessible. So holy cow, I don't know what I got to do there. Have Derek work on that. Nightbot. Anyway, that's a good charity, probably to go get involved if you want. So this way looks much more gray. It's probably because it doesn't have the white pigment normally. I have 2 bottles of it now. Well, the one that's messed up. And this one. I like the leggings though more so. I'm not sure about the gloves. We shall see. If they're not leather. I like the leggings. And I will basically assume they're not leather. Even though, as I say, Loki, leather. I'm sorry I'm not doing this on camera. Holding it too tight to my chest. I'm absolutely out of practice. Oh, I was on Reddit, a guy posted that he had completed all of the minis from every phase, including like the Witching Hour one and everything. He says everything's painted until he gets the DC Superheroes United, which I hope he gets, because he even did Hush. I was like so jealous, but of course he's only painting one of each, but it was still just cool to see. And he's really, I don't know how great he was beforehand, but he clearly got really good if he wasn't already pretty great. You couldn't really see them. It was just like banks and banks of minis, but it's so many. But his Dormammu kind of looked like mine. I loved it. Probably better than mine. So I am going to paint, it may be the next thing I paint. I'm going to paint a Void. I don't know what else his name was called. You know, he's the character from the Thunderbolts. There's a Patreon, and I wrote them and asked if it was okay if I painted it, just because I didn't know if they wanted to get the attention. He goes, well, we don't name them the same names so that they don't necessarily get into trouble. And he's like, I kind of feel like they would probably be happy to get some attention. I'm like, yeah, I hope they survive. But I heard that, I don't know, I heard some disturbing stuff about what's going on, and am a bit worried. Again, whatever. I mean, I spent $500 2 years ago now, probably. I don't want to lose it, but what am I going to do? I mean, I think you can write in and ask for the money back, but ultimately they'll get to you, sort of. I'm kind of in because I would like to get them at some point. We'll see. Hey Daryl, how you doing? I missed Daryl's subscription thing. Well, I'll dance a little bit for you, Daryl. Thanks so much. We were with Daryl on Sunday, filmed a couple things, and then went to dinner at the Tiki Bar, which was fun. The food there is great. It's called Broken Compass in Burbank, and the food is really, really quite good. I have actually gotten the tacos twice now, these tacos, pork tacos that were very good. I think Nikki and I both tried two things. She got a burger that she got that was like with brisket on it as well. I would actually love to get that, but it is not good for me because it looked great. She gave me a little bit of it, and I'm like, man, this is good. But the drinks are, you know, I'm not a drinker, so, but they look pretty great. It was funny because I was like, so they give you, you know, you can keep getting refills on I had Diet Coke. And I was like, yeah, I guess they kind of should give you refills if you're going to be the designated driver, because those drinks are pretty much powerhouses, some of them. Then Christoph told me that he went to a bar, maybe in Germany, I don't remember. I feel like it was Germany, which is very surprising. They were like, he ordered a Coke, a Diet Coke or something like that, and they're like, oh, you know, he's like, how much do I owe? And they're like, oh no, it's free. Designated drivers get their drinks free, you know, because you're drinking Diet Coke. I said, did you tell him you weren't the designated driver? And he's like, no, I thanked him. There we go. Got it. I wonder why that delayed. And it's playing. What the heck happened? Did Scott jump in or something on it? No, I don't think so. Well, thanks, Daryl. 12 months. It's working too, which it didn't work earlier. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so it was. That was so delayed. Interesting. Broken Compass is amazing. Food and drinks are decadent. Yeah, I don't have the drinks, as I say, but the food is really quite good. We had, they have the, you know, the broiled, which we've gotten twice now, broiled Brussels sprouts, and holy cow, those are good. I guess so both times we got the buffalo seasoning with them, and man, very good. I ate more than my share. The funny thing was, so we have a pizza place that we love, literally down the block, and we were there the day before with Christoph. That was the day that we went to the Valley Relics Museum, and I'm like, well, we're going to be here tomorrow because we're going to go to this, which is a little unfortunate. It's not exactly close to us, but it's not bad. But Daryl and Daniel were the ones that introduced us. Actually, Daniel did not go that night. In April or so, we went, maybe for Daryl's birthday, we went to a, I don't feel it was for his birthday, maybe it was earlier than April. Might have been February. Went to a comedy show in the area, and then we were like, we should get something to eat, and we weren't certain even where we could go. And Daryl found out they had food till a little bit later, so we went there and it was great. I think it was on a Friday night. Fun comedy show and really good food. Okay, so now I am going to use Skeleton Horde, I think is the color. So not this, not something from these guys. I'll put this over here. I'm not really sure. Where's the gold? Gold is right there. Hardened leather. Let's put hardened leather back. Dark wood. That goes over here. Grim black. Where does that go? There it goes, I guess. Trying to put things away, be responsible. Polished silver is the one I needed. I am going to use polished silver as a highlight, I guess. Yeah, Daryl's on both. Thank you for supporting us, Daryl. Daryl is the true reason that we are doing what we do. He brought Catan for us to play in 2002, and we got hooked. Daryl and Jonathan DeGan really kind of got us going. Because Jonathan introduced me by inviting me to his game group. The first week I went without Nikki. The next week they were a little nervous because another guy had brought his wife and she spilled wine on a game or something. I'm like, no, Nikki's probably more into games than I am. And so she came the next week. And I met Dave that first night, and I was like, wow, you know, he's just such a great teacher, great spirit. Dave is in town till I think he might be in town till Thursday. So our anniversary was last week, and Dave took us to a local sub shop that we love. I haven't been to Subway in forever. Actually, I think I went to Subway at one of the Gen Cons a couple years back. Might have even had a sandwich. I definitely got a drink, but I think I got a sandwich. They are open late at that hotel. It is good. Rusty is going to go to his first Gen Con. Oh, and he was amazing teaching the games at BGG Con. It was very good. Christoph was really happy, and it was really fantastic that he could do it. I mean, we know Rusty's a great teacher as well, and he loves doing it. And it was great. He helped us learn, I think he helped us learn Boss Fighters QR. We didn't know that one. And Christoph was busy, and Christoph brought these pointy, the extendable pointers, but they have pointy finger, like a little hand with a pointing finger. That was just hilarious. He brought one for Rusty as well. Now I want one. We each give the player on game night so they can point at things. We don't really need that. I think I brought my gaming glasses to, I know I did, to Dallas, and I played them at, before the con, I used them, but I think I brought them one day, maybe more than one, but initially like one day, and I think we played Marvel Zombies again, which was so fun. We played with Daryl and Charlie and Mike and Nick. It was really fun. Oi. I mean, if I get the collar, it's kind of mostly done. The gloves are not dark enough, in my opinion. So let's just put another layer on before I... What did I get on the back of his hand here? Nope, it's plastic. He has a bump. Christoph he loves to go to the movies while he's here because they're generally out well before they come in Germany. Although he wanted to go to the Chinese one year, and so there was nothing truly exciting for us, but they had Hobbs, it's what do they call it, a Fast and the Furious movie, Hobbs and Shaw, which was not good. It was the first place I had seen Vanessa Kirby. Yeah, I think that's her name. Who's now in the from last year's Fantastic Four. But it was pretty funny because she's supposedly Jason Statham's character's sister. All that stuff. More family. Family. I think his name is Jason at Monument Hobbies. I think he was using I just got that off of I think he was using the secret sauce to do is that what it is? Secret sauce? Special sauce. To do the metallic glazing. I have to watch the video. Okay. Enough metal. It looks pretty good. I was trying to remember someone who had purchased the It's It's. So It's It is the name of this ice cream. I cannot have them. I mean, it's just not good for me. ice cream sandwiches. They're from the Bay Area, and we had been to Kubla Khan. I think we only went once, and it was the convention was directly down the road, like a couple blocks away from the It's It headquarters, but we never got them. And Nikki remembered that it was Scott who had ordered them, and so when you order them, you can get a bunch of flavors. They generally have them only in mint or vanilla, and it's 2 cookies. They're basically oatmeal raisin kind of cookies, and then dipped in dark chocolate and the ice cream. And we had mentioned them to Christoph, like, oh, you haven't had those? Of course he hasn't had them, right? But so we went to a store and got Nikki. I said, let's go to this one store, and she's like, do you think they'll have it? I'm like, they're more likely to have it than anybody else. And they had Hobbs and Shaw is awesome. Okay, Daryl, I don't know about that. And so we went in, and they had everything that they offer basically at standard retail. They have, like I said, more flavors if you order the box, and Scott got it into Texas, and it was, with dry ice or something, keeping it cold. And we tried like strawberry and pumpkin. I think he really liked the mint ones. And I'm not a mint ice cream guy, so I didn't have any of that. But he had them well before we went to see him. And so they were still in the freezer. They're great. But they had not only the standard sandwiches, they had so little boxes of three different three sandwiches. So they're either just vanilla or the mint, chocolate mint. And then they had a big box of just the vanilla ones, of the standard size ones. But then they had a box of minis. And they are small, but I had half of one, and it was still probably too much for me. But it's pretty awesome. So Christoph immediately got to try them after we just mentioned them. But Nikki loved those as a kid, so they would have them maybe like on Fridays or something at school that she could get them, and so she was like really. When we got into them, they're not good for me at all, so I don't have them very often. But the little ones are exciting. If my blood sugar's down, maybe I can have one by myself, but not too often. And the mini ones so the regular ones are about 4 inches probably in diameter, 3.5 inches in diameter, and about an inch thick. These are about 2.5 inches and 3/4 of an inch thick, or something like that. It was good. Very good. Hobbs and Shaw is awesome. What was the other one we saw? We saw some other like Netflix one with Jason Momoa, and maybe, I think it was, gosh, I'm trying to remember his name. Dave Bautista, where they were in Hawaii fighting crime or something. I mean, it was like, what? Is this the same thing? It was not, and I will say that Hobbs versus Shaw Hobbs and Shaw was the better one, but marginally so, I would say. Okay, so the collar, the last major thing before I do the base. I really wish I could figure out what's going on with this base. It's gold, which I should have done before. How do you zoom back down? Oh, I see. No, should do it. Wrecking Crew with Bautista and Momoa was no bueno. There you go. That was Netflix, right, Daryl? Or maybe it was Amazon. It seems like it might have been an Amazon one, now that I think about it. I guess Netflix, okay. Yeah, it wasn't very good. Okay, so I was gonna do the bone, but I'm going to do the bone in a very light wash that I will probably build up. Not Gilman Flesh. Skeleton Horde. I mean, I want it thin because it's, the collars are more, now I'm gonna probably have to come back and do a little bit of highlight, which is a bone color. And I did not have bone. Actually, I might have bone now. Actually, so I use an app to track all my paints. It's not great. It's reasonable. Let me tell you what it's called, because it's only, I have it on my Android phone. Paint rack. Clean the phone a little bit here, Dusty. Was Amazon. Okay, there you go. So you can track your paints. So I have Citadel, and it tells me how many I have. This is because Scott, I logged in the ones that Scott gave me. I thought I didn't have a Space Wolves Gray. I was like, oh, cool, I got that. And I'm like, I had it. But the pink was one that I accidentally bought 2 of already, and then I got another one. But like the Ultramarines Blue was one I didn't have. So it's kind of cool. I don't feel that the color palette is accurate, but maybe it's, if you were comparing it to another one, Dark Angels Green was another one I think that Scott had that I didn't have. Sigar Brown, another one. Interesting, I only have 1 bottle of Gilman Flesh. Oops. I must have missed that because I'm pretty sure I got it from him. Yeah, Guerrero students. So there were a few more that I didn't have. Creed Camo. Now Gorgrunter Fur, I feel like that should be in there twice as well. And Iron Jaws Yellow, huh? I wonder. Anyway, maybe he didn't. You know what? He was buying. Actually, I'm looking at Second Wave. He didn't buy the Second Wave stuff. But it's pretty great. Now they have. The nice thing is it has them so that you, where is the Pro Acro? No results, open mega filter. Now I know I have Pro Acro. You see my library? No. I should absolutely have them. I'm pretty certain I put everything in. Well, not everything. But anyway, I was gonna look for bone. That's what, or not bone, but ivory. I guess that's kind of bone. Ivory, I do have an ivory. So this was sent to me. I actually put the new lids that I prefer, which are also not perfect. I don't think I actually have, maybe I have an ivory in the, I did buy a set Dorado skin. Ancient Stone, that might work pretty good though. I bought a set of, I don't believe in buying sets because you end up getting a lot of paint you don't need. But I did buy a set of the, interesting, this really kind of looks like it's similar color. A little darker. Of the War Paints Fanatics line that came out 2 years ago, I think now. Gosh dang, is that correct? There won't be a date on here. They're cool. I wanted to try it. I don't have a lot of standard acrylics. I bet I have one of this one over here. That's bone. And is that white? It is cranium white. See, I don't have the ivory. But they were nice enough to send me, because of a friend that worked at Atomic Mass, sent me their full set, 2 sets of colors that they did. I think that were 9 or, I think of the boxes over here, how many were in set 1? They had 9. So 9 in those sets. They sent me both of those sets, and then they were nice enough to send me like their main paint set as well. So I have a lot of, oh, and then the metal. So that was really nice. And that was Chad, one of our, who runs our Discord server. He's like, you should contact him. I'm like, I don't want to. I've already, you know, they've sent me so much stuff and I haven't used it enough yet anyway. I will just buy them. They're pretty cool. They seem pretty cool. I can't wait to try them out. Okay, so I want this to be thin. So what I'm going to do is actually put in the contrast medium first and maybe build it up. Because, you know, it's already kind of a gray, so I want it a grayish white. I want to tint that as the brownish color. And it may be enough. But if not, I can let it dry and do another coat. Hey, Rolling Reggie, how you doing? The Wrecking Crew, yeah, that's another show. I've seen that movie. I think I bought the Blu-ray of that back in the day. I don't think that was originally on Netflix. I think I bought the disc because I couldn't get it. Which is a great documentary. If you're interested. I mean, they were the people that did the Beach Boys records once they were no longer. I mean, they didn't. It's not like they didn't record, but they were mostly touring, and then Brian stayed back and recorded. So Pet Sounds and Good Vibrations is all done by them, and it's amazing. The bass player Carol Kay, she's still around. She was amazing. But yeah, they were like studio, you know. I think Glenn Campbell was a member of that before he went solo. That might be too dark. We'll see. He was part of that crew, and he actually had some of those guys work on his records from the 60s forward. But they were amazing. They just went, you know, they were constantly working on everything, movies, music, commercials, everything. This looks like it'll be enough. I just want it to have, it's gonna be a lot of paint. I overdid it. And then I would just paint some of the ivory over that. So I was worried about a little bit of flesh tone, Gilman flesh I got in there, and I was like, you know what, it probably won't even show up, and guess what? I think this is the one that had it. Man, you've got to, if you have the opportunity, there's only 500 of the machines out there, I believe, of the Winchester Mystery House. It is a very cool machine. It's the third machine from a new company called Barrels of Fun. They did a machine for Dune, which is pretty cool. I felt it had a little bit too much, just for my concern, if I were to buy that machine, as far as too much 3D printed stuff. This one did not seem to have it. Actually, I think the house was the main thing that might have been 3D printed, but it's really neat. I was talking to Scott about it, and he and I think both that it might have been like meant to be a Haunted Mansion theme, and they probably couldn't get the license. But wow, it's pretty great. And it's a new guy, new designer. I guess he's local to out here in LA. He helps run the tournaments that happen at Gogi. And that's where we played it. It could have been an early number, like maybe, it wasn't one, I don't think. I actually don't know if I could see that. I tried to look at it and didn't want to get in somebody's way. But Nikki and I played it a couple times. I played it by myself, and it's really fun. It's sort of a downer that, I mean, I don't think they'll do it again, right? It's the way it is, unless you just have to hang out until somebody wants to sell theirs. But there's a place called Pinside, and I think people are already selling a machine they don't even have yet of it. They've got a pre-order of it for a lot of money, way more, like double the cost. I'm not a tournament player by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't know. The guy that designed it is a great player, supposedly. Kind of like the guy that did, well, there's a lot of people in the industry that are great players, champion players, but the one that is kind of notorious lately is Keith Elwin, also from Southern California, because he's done Godzilla, which I guess is going to be, you know, like it's nearing the best-selling pinball machine ever. I guess Addams Family was the one that holds that record. But it feels like somebody who knows pinball and has some cool stuff. I can't remember if there's bumpers in that one. I think there are bumpers. That's kind of like the thing that they don't do so much anymore. Keith Elwin, I think his last machine was Kong, has no bumpers, and then Godzilla and Jaws have one pop-up bumper. Both of those are great machines, though. Godzilla's amazing. I really enjoy Jaws. They don't have. I was actually looking forward to playing it at Gogi, but they don't have the limited edition one there anymore. And you know, the guy might sell that stuff. I don't know how much space he has, and he only has 2 locations, I believe. And he might sell them too. He is a retailer, distributor. But man, that one is great. And that actually sort of feels a little bit, the Winchester Mystery House feels a little bit like a Keith Elwin machine to me. Okay, well, I need to let that dry and maybe do a little bit more, but I feel like it might be enough, maybe a little bit more on the edges. We did make a run with a bunch of folks to Buc-ee's, which is a convenience store gas station that are from the South, I guess. I don't think they're from Texas, but they have a lot of them in Texas. And we hadn't been for a long while. I think Scott and I went 6 years ago. That might have been the last time I went. And Nikki and I and Scott probably went in 2019, the last time. We would go east of Dallas to go to the one that was sort of near where Scott lived, Scott and Michelle lived. That's just crazy. So we went this last time, and I wasn't even thinking like, oh, we should go eat there. I mean, I know they have great food, shockingly good food. But when we're there, everybody's like, can we eat here? It smells really great. I'm like, of course we can eat here. I have no idea where we were going to go besides that. So it was on a Sunday. They don't have any seating. It is a gas station, and they have a bajillion pumps. So there was a Chick-fil-A nearby, and we were hoping that they didn't lock up the chairs, and they hadn't, and so we were able to sit at a Chick-fil-A. That was nice of them to leave all that out. We were not the first, because there was a bunch of stuff in the trash from somebody else who had done that. But goodness gracious, Nikki got a brisket sandwich that was so good. Amanda got a 3 barbecue meat, so it was sausage, brisket, and turkey, I think. I got the turkey, it was amazing. Plus the just treats, they have their own branded like candies and did you drive or fly drive? Did we drive or did we flew? We flew. I'm not certain. I mean, we've only driven to Dallas once. And actually it was from Dallas. Did I go visit my aunt? No, I can't remember. I feel like I went to visit my aunt one time, went north from Dallas, and probably flew back out. I can't remember. I know that I had intended to. I don't know that it actually happened. It's a little long. We did it in 2 days, I think. And, well, we didn't start early. Had we started early, it probably wouldn't have been as rough. But we were going to Albuquerque to stay the night and then the rest of the way home. So we got home kind of late and we're a little beat. But we were in Dallas till late afternoon, not mid-afternoon. So we could have probably, if we left a few hours earlier, probably had a little bit more easy drive to Albuquerque, because Texas is huge. I don't know how, I mean, going north to south in California is pretty, or south to north in California is pretty crazy too, but I don't know. I've never driven from like the northernmost part of California, and I obviously haven't driven from the easternmost part of Texas either. Dallas is pretty far east, but not as east as you can get. My audio cut out? Oh, I'm sorry. We did drive. Oh, we flew. I'm sorry. Is it working? Yeah, I think it's working. Okay. But we'd only flown. We only drove back one time when I bought a car, one of Scott's cars, which we really had a great time. It just was it's a lot more. You know, I had to get back to work and all that, so it was a little challenging. It's there's a picture from that time, I believe, where Nikki is in a gigantic BGG bag we did. That's pretty funny. So this is about the right level of brown, and then if I do the ivory over this, theoretically it might need to be lightened up a little bit. It's got to dry a bit before I can do that. But we should be back on Thursday with a GameNight stream. Maybe. We are filming on Friday, the discussion video, and as I said earlier, it's going to be a bunch of people, but Nikki usually goes and helps her parents out on Friday. And she cannot do that. I mean, she could, but she'd have to leave early, and that's probably not going to happen. So she's talking about going to visit them on Thursday and do that. Okay, well, there you go. Those look pretty good. They're there-ish. I'm not 100% sold on the gloves. And I also don't know what's going on with this thing on it. It don't feel like, let me just try to shave it off and touch it up. Looks weird. It's not like you're gonna see it, but. Huh, it's coming off like it was black. Oh, you know what though? It could be the black primer. So I'm just shaving off the nubbin. It looks better though. So let me just put a little bit of the stuff over it. Maybe it won't look so bad. Or look so odd. But you're not probably going to see it. We also played a game called Hitster, which is now in English. I don't know how long it's been in English, but Christoph had told us about it. And you basically it's basically kind of like Timeline, where you're trying to put the songs in order and you're competing. Christoph says he likes to play it where the group is just trying to go for the longest run. But it's like Timeline, where you're trying to get them in the right time order. You don't have to, I guess you don't have to name the artist. Though we were trying. I was terrible at. Scott said at the beginning, he's like, you've probably forgotten more than most people remember of music, but I don't know a lot of modern stuff, and it's not like, I'm just shocked like but you know, it's strange, because I used to follow a lot, but I really didn't know a lot of the modern things, and I had a bit more challenge putting them in the timeline. And you know, I know music from before I was born or when I was young, you know, that I can't believe I know. So it's all weird. But it's fun. It's kind of cool. So we played with Christoph, who has full Spotify, because he has a Spotify account. Daryl has a Spotify account too, so we could probably use his. But, you know, we couldn't do it on the show because it's playing music. It would be terrible. But it's fun and a little hard. Like, I kept Scott had a terrible, terrible round. Then the next round was my terrible round. I just kept getting the worst. You scan a QR code, it plays a, if you don't have a full subscription, it plays a 15-second bit of the song. And boy, we had many that were like the end of the song, so you have no idea what it was. But it was cool. I mean, you know, who wouldn't want a music trivia game that you actually get to play the music? So let these dry for a few. I will try to get my ivory going here, wherever I put that. Over here. Yeah, we flew in and out of Burbank, which is awesome. Burbank is not, it may be almost the same distance, sort of, from the main airport here, LAX. But it's definitely, wow, when this paint is fresh, it just has no problem with the bottle. So I don't know, maybe I need to keep thinning them. But flying in and out of there is just way easier. The problem is, of course, not as many flights. So I'm just painting like a little bit of a highlight on each of the top level. Now, I haven't thinned it a lot with water, a little. Oops. Ugh, twice. Let me try it over here. Sorry, not the shot. Can this chair go higher? I don't know. That looks pretty good. So it's going on light enough, and it's white, it's a white adjacent color, so. Harumph. I want the darkness to be still, the light, you know, it's very subtle to be there in the folds of the, I might need to do okay, which one is not painted here? I feel like this one needs a wash of the color, which might hurt. So a little bit of water, distilled. I need to clean the palette here too. So you basically, you know, you go in and you smooth it all out by doing a glaze over the last batch. We'll see how that looks. I keep doing the other ones and not the one, final one that needs to be done. So basically I put it on and then I can wick it up a little bit. And then maybe do another highlight, just a light highlight after that. So another reason to not buy paints that you don't need right away is to just, the paints are fresh. Like these paints. Now this is an off-white, which is going to be easier than a white as far as application and coverage. But holy cow, the fresh bottle of paint is so nice. One thing we wanted to do when we were in Dallas was to go to an arcade that Scott went to with Michelle that really sounds interesting. But we did not get to do it then, so hopefully we'll go in if we go to Gen Con. So I'm probably going to paint the gold last on the base since it is going to cover mistakes. So I need to do some sort of a bluish green. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I wish I knew. It could be just the light. They do a lot of blue highlights in this thing. And maybe something I might do on the daggers, you know, that sort of helps, but I don't know if there's like some force or something. Time, who knows. So I'm going to use one of the, maybe I can use Achromatic Blue, which is like literally one of my favorite colors. I just don't use it that much, but it might be good on this. And just glaze it a bit. Let me look. It's been a while since I've used this one. If I can use it out of the pot, it'd be amazing. So using it out of the pot, you need something like this. This is, Games Workshop sells these. They're not always available. I have two now. I don't think I swiped the one from Scott. Thought about it. I did leave some of the stuff. There's a few things I wanted. He's got some good stuff. He has a pretty decent wet palette. He has another version, another one of these, the Lab Genius mixers I have, which if he doesn't use it, I'll take it, because having more than one would be actually pretty great. And then paint handles. Paint handles are one of these, I believe. So I was like, well, maybe he'll get to it, because you know, the paints, I understand getting rid of the paints. The other things that you might use if he gets back into it, you know, every time he sees like the things, he's like, oh, I kind of want to do it again. I wish he would. Painting them is, for me, you know, at least half the fun. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to go directly on it, but let me look and see what it looks like here on something. That's pretty bold. Yeah, it's too strong. So I'm going to put some contrast medium in here. I really want to try the paints. Stolly is a pretty great reviewer, and he said that it kind of felt like it had the same amount of work time as the regular kind of contrast paints and stuff. Now, it's not the same, though. It is really not the same kind of paint, but it does seem exciting. I saw in the example they showed on the live stream, he painted a mini yellow? Primed it like a yellow, but maybe zenithaled it. I think he probably zenithaled it and then put, let's just do it over here where the droplet fell. A zenithal plus then did the yellow over that. Like, I think the yellow from the main box. Let me see if I can, it's right here. Yeah, this warm yellow maybe. Over zenithal, so it's going to be darkened up a bit because there's a lot more grays and stuff, you know, so it'll reduce the intensity. I feel like I've used this color before on some sort of water thing. Maybe on, oh gosh, what's his name? He's also from this box. Okay, seal that up as best I can, and let's see what we get. Probably should hold it in the handle. So again, I'm not worried too much about it. I will be putting a gold over it, but I don't want it too much that it will change the gold. It's not going to be great for the gold anyway because I'm not putting it on a brownish surface, a brown tint, which you'll get a much better, well, I mean, I did it on these here and it's on black, gray, it looks good. So it really just depends on what you're going for. I would guess it's blue at the top as well. Sure looks like it. I'm confused as to what they're doing here, but maybe it's supposed to be like a floor, you know. It's already drying. And I pretty, heavily applied it, which is fine. It's thinned out, so. I wonder what they use for like reference images for when they put this. So this looks like it's a brighter undercoat, zenithal undercoat here than the other one. But yeah, what they use for reference, I wonder if they use like a Marvel character encyclopedia or. I actually have the paint on the wrong side here because I pull the miniature out of frame every time I go to get paint. Oops, on the boot. Get that off of there. I don't know, it looks different. I don't know what they were doing. But again, whatever their reference was. It'll look cool. Eeps. What did I use on this one? I think I used a different blue. It is not the same blue. And I don't know the effect that they are shooting for. So there is like a piece of paint film floating in here, which is frustrating. And it's one of the things that is most odd and sort of annoying with the speed paints. I feel like when I was cleaning that brush that I left, let's see if the bottle shows it. Yeah, there's bits of paint in here. These came off. It doesn't come off in the same manner, and these are like coating each of the bristles. That's the speed paints. I like them, but that kind of effect, whatever is going on when they dry, is a little frustrating. Because this is the kind of thing that happens. Now, speed paints can, contrast paints can float into the paint as well, for sure. I mean, I'm using a fidget popper palette that it's not really a fidget popper, I don't think. I mean, no, it is a fidget popper. I don't know if it's made by, well, put out by Johan and Johan, or Johan and John. Inspired by you. I inspired this. Isn't that exciting? But it was the one that Adam recommended, Adam Smasher, on his. He'd actually recommended it to us before when I saw him at Gen Con. And hey, right on the blade. I was talking about doing some blue highlights. I really should do those with like an airbrush. I have a fantastic compressor that I've barely used, and I would like to use it more. That would be really good for doing these things. I am running out of paint. Now, I did mix about the right amount. So let's let that dry. They are taking a while here. This one is the most far along with the drying. Is not blue enough maybe, but maybe with the gold it will be enough. Okay. You can kind of see what's going on there. But you really have to let it dry. I do feel like it's not dark enough. Now this was, I think, the darkest undercoating. So what I might do is like a light dry brush and then another coat of it once it's done. I mean, it's sort of already doing it. Like here, you can see that it had, I need a little bit more of this paint, I think. You can see that it is settled below like the wavy kind of top finish of the base. I'm going to clean this up a little bit too so that there's no chunks of paint. These clean really relatively easily. And you know, you missed, I peeled out like the finish of one of these. And it pretty, well maybe I did it on camera, but it does pretty much the whole thing. If you, so here you go, that's it. There's a little bit of metallic down in the bottom. I will probably let this dry and then, gosh, that one's stiff too. It's got to be the soap because I couldn't have done all of them. Oops, you missed that. I kind of like wicked up a little bit of the pool right at the foot of that first sort of step. Okay. I'll the paint on the other side too on top of all of this. So, I mean, they do a non-metallic metal gold, although it might have some gold. I mean, they're such great painters, good gosh. And you know, I'm sure they're painting these quickly. Plus these are huge, right? I don't know, maybe, I mean, they've done a lot of games. I was shocked at how many of the, because they did Zombicide, some of the Zombicide sets, I think. They might have even started their own company or something like that. So I put away the gold. Polished silver is still out. I think it's glittering loot that would look pretty good. Yeah, use the airbrush to dry the mini. That's a good way to do it. It would be a good reason to use the compressor more than I do, I'll tell you that. Hold on, I'm going to get his name. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to get it in my brain. Actually, you know what? It was in the chat. Maybe I talked with him in our Slack. It's getting there. It's not quite dry enough yet. I could just turn it on. Let's see. Do I have an airbrush plugged into it? I do not. Okay, let me put an airbrush in it and see. Maybe that'll dry it up quickly. That'd be awesome. Now, I don't usually work that quickly so that I have to need to actually do this kind of stuff, but I did heavily apply it, so. Okay, that seemed like there was air in there. Shouldn't be. So that's what's great, is the compressor's on. Do I want the pressure a little higher? People have been asking for me to do a stream. I did a stream once where I did some airbrushing. I'm just worried about the camera and stuff that's with me here. I watched a, last week, saw a Miniac video where he wasn't airbrushing, but he was spraying a cabinet where he primed it and then spray coated the, I think he did the finish, and he got it on the camera. I don't know how bad that is, but it can't be great. And so I don't want to do that. It's helping, but it's not, where I have these pools, it's not so great. So what I might do is kind of just fill in some of the pools with some of the darker color and just leave the lighter edges on the top. It's interesting. So, you know, it definitely looks like it's this color. That could be lighting on the other one. That's probably enough. Let me turn that off. I really love the compressor. It's very nice. It's gallery. I don't think they've reduced the price at all, which is unfortunate. Like they had a questionnaire and I was like, yeah, you should make a smaller one. That's like a single tank. Although price-wise, especially because I think I bought it on sale, with like, they let you stack some of that stuff, so I was able to buy on sale with like one of the folks that I watched their video about it, and they had a coupon code. And so I paid $400 and something, but it is a great compressor. I would like to use it more because it's fantastic and quiet. It uses the same, it's basically a refrigerator compressor that that they use, and it gold. Where did I do the gold? Shook it up. Oh, that's for the airbrush. Don't want to lose that. There it is, a little further away. Okay. I do love the non-metallic metal though. Good gosh, it's so nice. I need to just practice it. So I'm going to go with full strength here. I guess I'll do it on this one. They're all looking pretty dry now. The thing I really love about these, let me put it in the holder. These metallics is they are relatively thin out of the bottle, and they do a pretty decent coverage. I know they're not the same as the old metallics I, from memory, love, that are more than they're like 20 years ago from Games Workshop. But I love those metallics. I don't remember exactly the situation. Did I thin them? I don't know. I feel like I didn't. Mithril Silver and the Shining Gold were just so good. Used them so much. You can see that it's doing, that the color, there's a bit of blue on this step, and it's affecting the gold, but you know, it doesn't really matter that much. But I love having a gold that I don't have to thin, because I feel like I always have to thin every metallic. More than I kind of want to, but you know, I get it. Yeah, it's a little strong. It's going on the bottom here. My strokes. So let's see if I can clean it up a bit, because it looks weird when you're looking down from above. So basically what I do is I wet a toothpick and I clean it off. It does a pretty good job. So then I'll go back and try to touch up where I just messed up my other work. But I'm using a non-opaque paint. If I was using an opaque paint for the blue, I would probably not worry about that and then just touch it up. And I still could do that. It's not like I don't have the ability to have a color that's close. Or you just put some gray down, and then it's sort of doing it here. Put some gray down, then put the blue back on it. I don't mind it splashing up a little bit on there though, as well, because it seems like it's lapping, you know, up, if that's what this is. Which could be a case for it being a little thicker, that it wouldn't do that. I mean, that is what the contrast and speed paints, and all of them are meant to flow a little bit more. It looks cool though. So I'm trying to put a little bit on the inside edge without going too crazy, and I think I have done okay. And then this last bit, oof, it's a little strong there. Let's do that over. Let's just do it. Okay. And then the last thing it has is this little, oops, I didn't finish it here. Behind his leg. You can't really see anymore, and did I get it on the, you might have gotten it on the blue stone there. Let me see. It does look like it, or that may be just the brown that I was doing on the boots. It didn't get covered up. Good enough. So there's this little line, thin line. What time is it? It is 1:24. Wow. So Aaron just sent me the BTS brown sugar pancake Oreos. Oh my gosh. So they had Post Malone, Selena Gomez. Anyway, here's the BTS one. And Aaron likes the odd ones like we do. And we definitely like the odd ones. He's telling me what it's like. It's like a half package for full price. Wow. Half package for full price. Wow. Got to pay a lot to the BTS guys. There's 6 of them or something like that, so. It's 1:30. I probably need to stop here. I've got many things. I have to get an episode ready for this week. I think Derek got it done. So it's our new season. Not that it really makes a difference. But we usually synchronize it with the SDJs now. Kind of sort of started that way because after the second season, Nikki and I put together the studio, and it took us a long time. And so we ended up, I don't believe we started doing stuff till like March or April. But it was still good enough. Wow, is this not focusing? It looks kind of cool. I definitely want more blue, so I'm going to probably I think I'll just use the full-on Aethermatic to fill in those spaces. Let's just see what it looks like. Maybe not full-on. Actually, let's do the gold. I'll do the rest of the gold, and then maybe that'll be that for today. I might already be cut off by on the front page. Let me look. I'm pretty sure half an hour ago. It's okay. I hope they're streaming. Wow, it's not loading up. Might be something wrong. Let me go to live. Oh, great. If I could type. Still typing lice. Maybe what you're seeing on the top of my head. Okay, so yeah, I'm no longer, I guess that they didn't stream. And I'm no longer, I'm still live. If you go to the live page, you can see me streaming now, but interesting. Okay, and then of course I'm on YouTube, so there you go. That looks cool. It'll be neat, especially if I do some blue, a little bit more blue and be a little bit less gray. I'm trying really hard not to get it too much on the bottom because I think I mess it up too much when I clean it up. It's not a very sharp toothpick, and I actually, funnily enough, sharpen the toothpick so that I can do that, and I haven't done this I keep sharpening it and it just gets shorter and shorter. Usually though, I basically tear it up and use the broken edge before that, but too long, before it whittles down to nothing. We did watch Questlove's new documentary of Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was pretty good. I already know some about Earth, Wind, and Fire, so I was a little disappointed at a few things they left out, but, you know, whatever. I mean, basically they were covering the lead guy, Maurice White. Yeah, the paint just keeps collecting on the tip of the brush. Plus this brush is, you know, you don't want to use really great brushes on these kind of paints. And I'm not even really sure why, is what they say, but I would believe it because the way I'm painting with these, I poke more. And that would probably be bad for, it'd be bad for the tip of your brush. So that is my reason. I'm not certain that's what their reason is. Okay. This one doesn't look as bold as the other one does. Let me look at it again. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, it's pretty faint. And I did get it on a little bit of the upraised stuff there. Now I'll put some blue on it, might change it. Again here, there's way more on the front edge. Let me see if I can. Not doing too much damage. Not really. I do not want to mess up. I mean, it's all, this is so loose. You can do a much better job, and this is where doing regular paints would probably be better. But I'm sort of doing a regular paint in the gold on top of the non-regular paints with the blue speed paint or contrast paint. Okay, well there's one more. I know I should go because I am starving. Let me actually look at my blood sugar. Yipes. I had like a huge spike. I've had nothing to eat. Frustrating. Okay. I feel like the best way to do this is just not go to the bottom. So you bring the brush up close to the edge, but you let the blue be at the bottom of that step is probably the best way to do this. Least amount of cleanup. Still looks good. It really does look good. It's silly. Don't do what I did. Just do that. Because I'm probably going to just put blue on it anyway, right? So oh, I did that before doing the bottom step. Wow, weird. How weird. Okay. So basically I think I'll reverse it, right? I'll do the cracks on this, and then the spaces between the raised ridges. We'll do one and see how that goes, because I think I'm going to just use the regular paint once this dries on one of them. And it's probably pretty dry already on the others. It dries pretty quickly. I was reading somebody who's saying that they don't like to waste paint. And I'm that guy too, but you sometimes have to just let it go. Because what are you going to do? It's too hard to like exactly, I mean, probably as you get to be a better painter, you might more accurately determine how much you need. But the thing is, it's probably good to have extra paint all the time, just so that you can fix things and go back and do things, especially if you're using standard acrylics. Just occurred to me, I haven't watched one of the YouTubers. I really like his stuff for a while. I kind of need to check it out. Yeah, it got a little bit down below. Boo. Okay. I think it's better to not do that. I just had a larger gap than I thought, and thought I'd touch it up, and I think I kind of messed up a bit, but it's not that big of a deal. So let me first just try, because I can absolutely just pull it out, the achromatic blue. I mean, you could see, if you could see this, I've used more than half the bottle, which is a lot for some of these paints. And this is an odd blue, but I used it on so much stuff. This brush is too pointy. Maybe I have a duller one, because I'm trying to get it in there a little bit differently. Let's see about this one. So I use a Masterson, is that what it is? Rinse Well, which I really love. Is the label off here now? No, it's not. But it's great because you can it's fresh water, rinse well. It has a little button that you push that drains the water. There are some smaller versions of things like this from other, like Green Stuff World has their own branded version of it that is a, it's a Chinese manufacturer. You can find some on Amazon. I thought about buying one just to show it. This one's not expensive, it's just a little big. It's like a cat watering one of those where they drink the water and it lets the more water in, fresh water in. It's exactly what it is. But it's really designed for brushing because it has ridges at the bottom of the well to clean the brush. But it is great, particularly when I'm using metallics. This looks pretty good. I mean, it'll be fine. And it will be better because it's not... I got some on the gold. Looks like verdigris. Probably would make some good verdigris too. already is kind of doing that on the upper levels. This looks good though, and it's not 100% consistent, which I like. You know what I mean? It might not making the exact same pools of intensity of blue on the pools. Now this one's going to be tougher. It is dark, like the undercoating on that. It's the one thing I really can't do. I don't have it ironed out to make when I airbrush things look the same. And ultimately it won't make any difference because the miniatures will be split up and you won't see them together. Once I finish these. It's not focusing. Focus on this. Focusing on my ring. Getting some on the gold because I'm having a hard time kind of reaching in there, but you just run a little bit of water off it and it'll take it off. Now this one, I don't feel like I did a very good job on it. Might have been at the end of the paint, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of work in between the stones. Now these are not going to match because I used a reduced intensity version of the blue. So that'll work. Let me see about that little bit right there. Now let's look at one that's probably drying a little bit here already, and you're going to see that it won't be as intense because they even used, yeah, see, but it looks good. Which is really cool. Speed paints are pretty neato. Contrast paint, speed paints, you get some really nice results. And like I said, I'm trying to get better and more consistent, and I just notch it up a little bit on each one of these things. But I think you can, you see like the kind of results you can get relatively quickly. Now this is almost two full, more than 2 full painting sessions because I'm beyond the paint time. But I'm doing 4 of them, or 3 of them. It's not that bad. Oh, I was talking about the roller coasters and stuff. So yeah, we did 4 times last year because we wanted to go see Rise of Resistance with the working parts, and they were working. It was great. And then we went once with Christoph exactly a year ago. Because he had never been, and it was great. And then we thought about buying, because they have this like locals thing pass that you can get that gives you, I think, 3 visits now. It used to be, I think it used to be that you can go as much as you want in the open frame, but they're just busier than they've ever been. And so we had already, once we finished up the year with going to amusement parks, I'm like, yeah, we don't need to go next year. But we went to Cedar Point, which I'd never been to and I'd wanted to go to since I was young. And that was amazing. And did 2 days there around 4th of July. And then went to, we had gotten that offer to come, it was a bad time of the year. We didn't want to do it, but Hasbro really wanted us to go. So we went to the Sanibel event in Sanibel, which is really pretty. And after having been there, I kind of wish we'd spent a little bit more time there. But we ended up going to the Florida parks because Nikki's never been to. So we went to all 3 Universal ones and all 4 Disney ones, is that correct? Epcot. No, is it 3? Epcot, Disney World, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom. That's 4. And they were cool. You know, I mean, Nikki had never done them, but Rise of the Resistance was messed up. The thing that they had said that they had fixed at both parks was already messed up, you know, 10 months later. And maybe it just was out for the day or whatever, but it was a bummer. And so, but we had an idea of how it worked, and so it was great. But we definitely burned out on the parks. I do not need to go for a little while. Plus, I'd like things to be, it was fun. It was really fun for Nikki and I to go to Disneyland, and just the 2 of us, we had, I don't know how much we'd ever done that. I feel like we had almost never done that. And we had a good time. And you know, it was my first, so I fractured my heel in September of 2024, and with some recovery. And so we went to that park in February. I mean, we went to Disney. We went to Essen not long after I hurt myself, and it wasn't terrible or anything like that, but it was hard, a little hard. I couldn't really, I had a boot pretty quickly, obviously, and I could get around, but it wasn't ideal. But we did well. I mean, it was actually a productive convention for us. But February was the first time I really went around. I did not have the little scooter, the knee scooter. I was just walking without my boot. And I was trying not to do, you know, a ton of the park, like the whole back and forth stuff, but you just kind of have to do it no matter what. And then we went with Christoph, and I was trying for him. He's a bigger guy, and it was too much. And so we, but he did great. He made it through the day and had a fun time and really enjoyed the rides and was completely blown away by the Star Wars ones. It's really amazing. So it was fun. Anyway, I really enjoyed these streams. Awesome. You were missed while you were going to the BG Con. I'm sorry, I mean, I love doing them, and I know it's fun to just like, hey, Drew Scroll. Yeah, it's fun to have, like, just listen, and I'm a chatterer for sure, and get some tips on painting minis. I mean, I really wish people would do more, because, I mean, I'm beyond, Nikki, I can't remember who I was talking to. Maybe it was Christoph, and I'm like, well, see all these and all these, I have so many minis to paint. But I'm trying to do these. I'm gonna really, this summer, we have a little bit of time. I'm gonna try really hard to just spend at least, you know, a couple hours, maybe 2 days a week to do this. And that would be, if I was streaming like I should, I would get one of those in. So, and we were missing not streaming too, to be honest with you. It's fun. But Nikki's got so much on her plate, and so her parents, you know, her dad's he's doing okay, but he's getting to where, you know, not being able to drive and stuff, and that's not fun. So it's challenging. Anyway, let me switch cameras, see if this works, and then let's see if we can find somebody with, maybe Amanda. Okay, I wish I had this in front of me. It's terrible. Let us see. Music's still playing, interestingly enough. So the YouTube folks won't get to, and you guys have been the most chatty, won't get to automatically go over unless you go over to our, so BoardGameGeek.com/live is where we run the stream. And you can follow. I'm running here. That's bad. You can actually see. It'll take you to the next stream. I wish YouTube had something like that. It's very fun. So Let me go to creator dashboard. I wish you could jump to the one. I feel like there's now more, they've changed the interface and there's more clicks, which I'm not that guy usually, but it's kind of a pain when you're doing it on this. I don't want a billion clicks. So let's see, following, hooray. I don't know why that doesn't work normally. Amanda does hers later, I think, today. Horloge. Oh, French, though, I think. Yep, Francais. Francais. I'd like to play that, try that game. I saw who was up earlier. Maybe Dutch Yoda's up, but I saw one of the streamers come up and chat, say hello. Espanol. It's evening time now, right? Huh, now that's weird. Darn, it's not a lot. And it's mostly video games. Are we on the wrong? Oh, Rolling Reggie. Let's go to Rolling Reggie. He's been going 45 minutes. He's playing Arc Nova on Steam. Very cool. So if you want to join in on the stream, click through on Twitch if you're there. I don't know how many folks we have on Twitch. Did I do it here? Is it doing it? No. Does he not allow raids? Oh, I see. I'm on the Steam preview. So let's just hit. How do I do that? This is hilarious. Am I doing this wrong? I haven't been on here for a month. Reggie's fun too. Good gosh, you could use some more viewers. What am I doing wrong? Oh, you know what? No, I'm on the raid thing. This is silly. Go to Stream Manager. Click Stream. I have done that. Let me just search for Rolling Reggie. I don't know how that's spelled though. Let me hit following. He's there. What am I doing wrong? God, this is terrible. Maybe Reggie doesn't want people raiding? Somebody messaged me. Maybe they're telling me what to do. Okay. Not subscribed to you. Not subscribed to Rolling Reggie. That could be the problem. It says I'm following. He's following us too. This is silly. Nope. Let me go to another one and see if something's wrong here. Oh my gosh, what is this doing? Huh. I'm not seeing the rating. I must be doing something wrong. Let me try another one. See, these are not that we're following. You don't want crazy people rating you, I guess, so. Wow. Am I not logged in properly here? Should be. Sorry about this. Well, probably not going to go ahead and do this, but raid a channel. I'm seeing this. Is there a way to do it here? No. Oh, there we go. It's popped up. I was not seeing the bottom right. Okay. So if you want to raid, if you're on Twitch, go ahead and click on through. Say hello to Reggie for me. And you guys have a great one. And YouTube people, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for the chatter. It was good seeing everybody. And you guys have a great one. I will talk to you all later on. Oh my goodness, nothing's been in my turn. I get one more turn. There we go, Reggie's there. Okay. And thanks everybody for joining me.